Mate, hey.
Gage, for God's sake.
Welcome to Antarctica / Lightwood Park here for some Sunday afternoon NPL action. It is a rather grey, miserable old afternoon, but thankfully we've got an intriguing battle ahead of us on the pitch to warm things up. I'm Andrew Cooling, and joining me to call this one this afternoon, Paul Hunty. Hunt, how are we, sir?
Well, cold is how I'm actually doing, but I think that's pretty much what everyone in Tasmania is feeling like now. There is a reason the Australian Antarctic Division choose to set up in Kingston. This is Exhibit A once we get you the live photos, because it hasn't been the nicest day here. Down here, but again, an intriguing contest, two very evenly match-up teams, I think, especially once we get to the Kingborough lineup. I think everyone will agree with me out there. So expecting a very close contest today.
Yeah, and the Challenge League game booted off the pitch beforehand to try and protect it for this one. So that'll give you a bit of an indicator of what conditions are like here. It's Certainly not the nicest of days, but a really important occasion for both of these sides. The battle for sixth place and the League Cup final qualification spot for there very much on the line. 2 points between the sides at the moment. Kingborough, the home side, holding the edge there. They could open up a pretty handy gap with a month to go of 5 points. It may even be enough if they were to take 3 points today. But if City were to get the win and they'd jump them into 6, and it would be on for young and old in the final month, that's for sure. And they've just turned a corner in recent weeks, Launceston City, after going through a pretty rough patch. And look, I put it down entirely to the old player coach, the old throwback to the 1980s stuff we're seeing from Benny Brookfield, just inserting himself into the midfield, claiming the number 10, and just loving what he's doing there.
Not seen a better player coach since Gianluca Vialli is probably the last one I can think of that's done it of any note. He's done very well as Ben Brookfield. I thought he made a very, very good start to this whole season in NPL, both coaching and now obviously on the field. I was unaware he had such great skill until I saw him out in the field, so good to see. And then again with Kingborough, we're just watching them warm up here at the moment. A very, very youthful lineup, it appears, and obviously their best player, in my humble opinion, their goalkeeper, Shaku Kamara, one of the best in the competition so far.
Yeah, I think he's been the best keeper this year. I think he's been absolutely outstanding. A few man of the match type displays from him. He's been fantastic, and he headlines this team in goals. We'll go through the rest of the Kingborough lineup, and a very young Kingborough lineup is the first thing that jumps out at you. Number 17, Connor Bastock. Number 16, William Davis. 23, Adam Harms. Number 10, Jonathan Jones. Kamara, as we've mentioned, Phil McEldowney. Number 13, will play at fullback, I'd expect. Jackson Nugent. He and Ben Robinson have been doing some nice work at the back. Number 5, Jake Nuttall. Number 11, Joel Schuth. And at 12, James Wakefield. And without your Danny Cohens and your Pierces, who were the experienced members of a very young side already, it is a frighteningly young side they've got out there today, Funty.
It is. We were talking off air before. We think there's at least 5 to 6 under 18 out there. And I mean, yeah, when Danny Cohen, club captain, is one of your more experienced players, and he's not terrible. I wouldn't describe him as a veteran in any case. So a very youthful lineup. I think we were both watching Kingborough last week over at Olympia for that 3-0 defeat. Kamara, I personally thought was best on ground. And then, despite the 3 goals and getting a bit of a run around, I noticed Coach Mark Broadbent were trying to get his 2 banks of 4 very close to each other and very near the 18-yard line. So he was defending quite deep, which I think we may see again today here with this very, very youthful lineup, not wanting to be exposed too much. And I think it'll come down to whether Launceston City can break them down as to what the result of this match is going to be.
Yeah, well, they're a side that kind of cede the flanks to the opposition and try and drop back in quite narrowly and deny the opposition in the middle of the pitch. And on the bench finally for Kingborough, we've got Joseph Davies, Andrew Duncan, the backup keeper. Number 9, Lucas Lane, has had a couple of starts recently. Number 24, Thomas Lecoz, he'll bring some pace, and I expect to see him at some point. At number 22, Kai Hoddy. So more youth there, and we'll move along to the visiting Launceston City side now. We'll be looking to jump the lines up into 6th place today, starting at the top there. Number 7, Nathan Bartlett. Played very well in the last couple of weeks. Number 10, Benny Brookfield, as we mentioned, just inserting himself in the player coach. All about it from him. Number 8, Aaron Campbell. Number 1, Lachlan Clark has done a fantastic job deputising in net for Launceston City. When Smith went down injured, there were some concerns there, but Clark's come in and shown himself to be a real promising keeper of the future. Number 12, Andrew Compain. Number 5, Shane Egan. Number 11, Jared Lingers found himself playing in defence, which was not something that I foresaw heading into the season, I must say. But we've seen a bit from that this year. Speaking of defence, a favourite of ours up here at the Slice of Cheese commentary team, Big Scott Marnie, the imposing centre half. I don't think it's a coincidence he's come back in the team. The results have picked up in the past fortnight, Funty. And another big part of that's been the man up top, number 15, Noah Mees. A young striker, and that's just what this club's been baying for the last few seasons. It's been a real lack of firepower, and he looks a pretty handy target man, young Noah Mees. Looking forward to watching him go about his business today. Number 9, Nicholas Thorne, and the import Dylan Williams has come into the side and been pushed back into that attacking role and has excelled in the last month or so. He's playing some very good football and a couple of handy options off the bench in Isaac DeGhetto, Reece Schools, and Vinny Camano, the backup keeper, Willie Smith, the cider maker. So what do you make of this City lineup, Funty?
I've been very impressed with them the last few weeks. especially, obviously, we talked about Brookfield being on the field. I certainly agree with your thing about Noah Mees. I think he's been fantastic up front the last couple of weeks. It'll be very interesting to see what he can do down here. I hate to get all cliche, but wet and wind, it's obviously the wet Tuesday night in Stoke. I think it's going to be a wet Sunday afternoon in Kingston, and let's see if he can do it down here as we see the PA announcements booming over the top.
I'll tell you what, she's booming, but it's improved a little since earlier in the year. It's right above us, so there we go. We're back in form now.
We are.
Just direct the mic up that way.
Yeah.
It's very loud, the speaker up here in the media box, Kingborough. I love coming down here to call a game. It's a great spot to watch from up above it all.
I was going to say, this is one of the better views from any commentary position I think we get in the state, and I think everyone else is trying to take advantage of that. We're quite busy up here in the box, and downstairs was absolutely jam-packed inside. As I can see, I think there are 2 people watching from outside, and then there's another one out on by the old sign. So we've got 3 people outside watching. Yeah,
I think cramming inside's absolutely the day. It's not a day for the terraces, that's for sure. But the referee for this one, Stratos Plumeritis, one of the best in the business, and he'll be running the middle today. A very important game. Your tip for this one, Funty?
I think it's going to be very tight. I don't think it's quite going to be free-flowing. I don't think that would be the word I would use to describe it. I'm going to go 2-1 Launceston City. I think a nice trip down south on this Sunday and a nice smash-and-grab raid. I think that's going to be my prediction. And for yours truly?
Yeah, I'll go 2-1 City as well. I tipped them this morning. I think a very young Kingborough lineup, and I just think maybe the extra experience in the City side will get them over the line. They've had a couple of good results. They won the derby last week. They drew with Devonport the week before. They've just turned a corner a little bit, and I think Kingborough will be very hard to break down, and they could frustrate them. I'm not expecting many goals, but I'm just not sure with Danny Cohen out whether they've got the firepower to get the job done today, the hosts.
And all to play for, as we just saw that live ladder, Launceston City, with a win here, get into that top 6. And whilst events elsewhere today may see the title pretty much wrapped up, I think this entry into the top 6, which is also doubling as Wooden Spoon, it's kind of a 2-in-1 race down the bottom here. I think it's going to be a great intrigue for the last couple of rounds of the NPL Taz so far. So plenty to play for both teams. I'm not sure any can get any further higher than 6th. I think that's probably might be a bit hard, but yeah, as we see King's sponsors being read out over the PA speaker. I'm not sure if you can hear that as well through there as you can up here.
And a former luminary of this commentary box, Mr. Damien Gill, has just said he's delighted to see Scott Martin in the lineup, and aren't we all? Aren't we all?
Of course he is, and I hope he's enjoying, no doubt, a dark beer, and just inside in the warmth there today is old Gilly.
Yes, can probably be faulted for the scheduling of last night's game at freezing cold Wentworth, but not so much you could have done about the weather here this afternoon. But we're underway here at Lightwood Park at the Dandenong City, immediately off and down the left, looking to make some inroads. A chance perhaps for a cross. We've got Mees in the middle, but the cross finds the side netting only there from Campbell. So not the start they were looking for from Campbell wide. Just needs to tighten up that delivery a little bit.
Yeah, just a bit. I'm just having a look at how Launceston City are lining up. It's going to be Compain out on the right-hand side, or left as we're looking at it from up here. And obviously Noah Mees, very tall, imposing threat. There's Kamara. He gets the goal kick. He's going to just hold up in the wind a bit there, and we see that one again just pumped straight out of play. We've been commenting on the rain in the pre-match. I hadn't quite noticed the wind till I saw the assistant referee put his flag up there, and he's howling down there.
Just a message for our crowd.
It certainly is. Commenting on the youth of these sides. City, a fair bit of youth in themselves, and the stats man Benny Smith just pointed out the Lions with 366 games experience between the whole squad, which tells the story. Not too many full seasons from these youngsters. City with 530, which I think would be quite a small number usually, but in comparison, not so. They've got a chance here, though, and a shot looking to pick out the corner. And Kamara spills it. Mees tucks it home, and City have taken the lead. Noah Mees won't score a simpler one all season, and the usually reliable Sheku Kamara. I can't believe my eyes. He's just fumbled it right into his path, Fundy.
I can't believe that either. We're talking him up as he puts his hand up acknowledging the mistake, and just an absolute long-range shot. Looked a pretty good hit. A bit of swerve on it, and sort of probably looking to palm that towards the corner rather than right into the path of a superb striker that Noah Mees is. And very, very early on, Launceston City hit the front. One of the earlier goals we've seen this year as we go back to live pitches, and the through ball goes right out of play there. But, yeah, from absolutely nowhere as that goal come up. There's Noah Miles, I think that's meant to be Noah Mees, but yeah, a start I was not expecting for that one. As we see Launceston City already back on the ball. Another long-ranging pass that's held up significantly in the wind. Good, an honest challenge in there from, that's not Hoddy, that would be Harms. And back inside, loose touch from the player coach. And back out wide to Campbell, who hit that lovely shot earlier. He tries to put it out in front of him, but eventually cleared there from Nugent. We've still got a very tall, imposing defence of Robinson and Nugent for Kingborough. Very surprised me he's got so much space as the cross now comes in low, heavy touch, and just muscled out of the way there by Kingborough for a corner. It's Joel Schuth working back from centre mid. And let's be honest, after 4 minutes, it's been all Launceston City so far.
Firmly on top here. Tell you what, we're going to need the windscreen wipers on the window in a minute, Funty.
I was thinking that.
Not the easiest to see right now. It's, as we've commented on, rather awful conditions here, and just need the wipers set up, I think.
We do
going to be flying blind. But I can just make out Dylan Williams preparing to take this corner. He swings it in dangerously, floats out behind the back there. Bartlett lurking, and Phil Mickle-Downey's going to look to charge away, but ferocious sliding challenge to kill that one there from Bartlett. Decisively done.
Proof of how damp it is was the length of slide there. If it wasn't for the little rough patch there, I reckon they might have ended up all the way in the technical boxes. It's just a misplaced pass.
Was it the Sal Campbell with the never-ending slide?
I think it was, yeah. I think it was.
Reminiscent of that there.
Absolutely. As we see Launceston City looking to launch it forward again in the direction of Compain, but joggled around a bit. Compain eventually ends up with it. Nice little scoop pass there towards Harms, and just knocks it over the head of his teammate. Launceston City able to build up from the back. Yeah, playing rather wide here, Launceston City. Certainly trying to attack down the width. Maybe Ben Brookfield saw something in midweek about how narrow Kingborough have been playing lately, and trying to play down the wing as much as possible. As seeing the ball knocked out wide, probably going to be a long one down here to Compain, and it is. He actually lets it run. It's just going to be kept in from Mees, who does nicely to get around two. Back into the centre, lofted in the air. Yeah, what, it is a struggle to see out the window.
Genuinely battling here, buddy.
I was struggling to make out who that was, and we're 30 yards away.
Yeah, it's let's just hope we can get this thing open. It is nightmarish at the moment. It's not looking likely. Anyway, we'll battle on air. I might have to consult the monitor, I think, Funty. Is Big Marnie, I can pick him out. He looks to send it across the field.
Of course we can pick out.
It's repelled. And City will take it at the back here.
Driving rain, and you can still spot that majestic mullet from up here.
Yeah, real loud setup he's rocking. Here's Joel Schuth. And he looks to chip one out wide there. But again, City able to get back on the ball and chip it down the line for Mees. Trying to slide one through the legs, but blocked off there by Robinson. And it'll be a throw in.
Thank you very much for that one. As we see Launceston City beaten out to it there. Jones coming across and doing very nicely. Fortunately, could not get that too far. It's Campbell down the wing. 1v1 eventually gets around. He's got Mees in the box. Nearly falls for that man, but cleared away from Robinson. And now deflected clearance. I think that should be a Kingborough throw. No, Launceston City. And looking forward in the direction of Bartlett, who's a bit more of an attacking role, but eventually cleared off the head of Compain. He's got the ball in the centre. Got a few options. Could have played it to the boss and chose not to. Probably get an earful for that. And now Brookfield getting stuck in that defensive midfield role. Marshalling, playing more as a number 6 than a number 10. Now, eventually Campbell trying to jink his way down the wing again. Patient build up here from Launceston City, really denying the home team Kingborough any possession, and plenty of space again out here for Campbell, having great luck down this left wing. One touch, don't get too far now, looks inside, headed from Compain, and that's well wide for a goal kick. And absolute swirling rain coming in from Antarctica.
It's all been City in the opening 7 minutes. The wind's probably a little bit of a factor. I thought it was more of a cross breeze than anything, but it really is one-way traffic at the moment, and Campbell has been particularly busy. Sheku Kamara, and one of the Lions' best players this year.
Certainly has, and looks that one long, probably with the distance there, not clearing halfway. I don't think that's a reflection on his kicking. I think that's the weather firmly coming into play, is again down this left wing. He's playing the target man, gets in front of Robinson. Got Joel Schuth for company. Again down this wing. Campbell lays it back and gets it back again, stays on side. Probably look to whip it in the direction of me. He's over his head. Brookfield with the touch. Nearly the coach with a crucial goal. Just a bit of a heavy touch in this as we have a look again. Tried to took it down, but didn't quite get the foot up in time from Brookfield. Had a nice smile on his face though as he was running away, so I think that's an area he's too used to venturing forward into. And yeah, nice through ball looking for Compain, and well cut out from Kingborough. Michael
Downey just working it into the middle there as they try and get something going.
I don't think they've strung 3 passes together yet.
They've certainly not been able to get any real semblance of possession in this one. They're sitting back and they're going to have to do an enormous amount of defensive work. It's a very narrow formation they employ, and City have just put people out wide and they're stroking the ball around nicely at the moment. And
give up looking out the window.
In control. Yeah, I really think the monitor's how we're going to have to go over this as Compain is shut down by Michael Downey. Those two will be going head-to-head down the wing. It's been mainly down the other flank. All the action so far, the throw in to big Noah Mees into the middle. Worked wide again for Compain. Back they go, Marty from range.
45 yards out, swirling rain, and still has a shot.
He had nothing else on his mind. You can see the big wind up from the moment that burst into space, and he tugs it wide.
It's only just landed inside the 18-yard box.
Oh, it had to be done though, Funty. Had to be done. When the ball sits like that, you've got full licence.
Even from out there, it'll be... Look, you never know where it can end up, these, especially in weather like this, so not the worst effort. We'll have to count as an off-target, I think, though, as we see rising high. Now Campbell battling again. Bit of a shirt tug, nothing given, and cleared from Robinson in the end. And Breeze has spun that ball like a Shane Warne leg spinner. That's gone about 30 yards to the left. And cleared to Compain. Brookfield. A nice little roll in there at defensive mid. Not playing the destroyer defensive mid role, more the deep-lying playmaker, more like Pirlo, I think. And that's a nice ball. I think it's going to skid. It will stay in. Campbell in the foot race, gets there in front, and then Robinson slides across. Got some of the ball, some of the play up. Launceston City retain possession as they pretty much have done for most of this 10 minutes so far. I think I've called Campbell's name more than anyone else so far, proof of their width. And here he is again. Looks towards the D, Compain. Falls over the back, Brookfield. Eventually cut out and cleared only as far as the people's mullet. And eventually plays a nice one too, deft touch. What I'd like to do to that haircut is another attack coming forward. Noah Mees couldn't quite get there and finally cleared. And once again, Launceston City with the press win that back immediately.
Just trying to spot who it is who's the striker for Kingborough. Jones, I think. He's barely had a sniff here. The ball not getting up to him. He's stayed up top and they're not getting past halfway at the moment.
Haven't said his name once.
They've just broken down. City just shutting down everything. It's being sent their way in complete command through the opening 11 minutes. It's not a game plan Kingborough are completely unaccustomed to. They've been parking the bus a bit lately, just sitting back in defence, absorbing, and then looking to hit something on the break. But it's very hard to do that when you cough up a lead in the first minute. City have got no real need to thrust men forward. As it stands, as Marnie will be pressured here and drives it down in the Mees direction. He's pressured by Nugent and turns inside nicely. He moves well for a bigger fella, Mees, and that's a beautiful ball. Once again, playing in the industrious Campbell. Squared it back, play to 1-2. Campbell with a great chance. 2-0 City, offside flag raised. Oh, it was some tidy passing.
Well, that went from one flank to the other through about 7 players. Lovely 1-2. You'd almost give it for the craft. And look, I think Nugent just stepped up in time. Wouldn't mind having another look at that, because to start with, Nugent was playing him on.
Yeah, we're going to be a tough one from that angle, I think. But the referee in a good position. But, geez, they were cut apart there. It was a very tidy movement from City. They've not had a lot of cutting edge in the final third this season, but they're getting better and better in that regard. And that was a lovely flowing move as Nugent gets on this one. Works it back to Robinson. In the driving rain, he looks up and plays it to Sheath. He'll spread it wide for Mickle Downey. Played it for Nuttall. He sends it in centrally, and that might be his first touch there, Jones. Wasn't a good one, though. Thorne. And Marnie will carry them out here. He looks to switch the play, but that was broken up. He'll get a second chance at it, though, Marnie. Now they'll look to build through young Jared Linger, running at pace, but took a slightly heavy touch, which let Robinson in. And Williams, again, to Campbell, who's just seeing everything being run through him. He spreads the play to Compain. Compain looks to get around Mickle Downey, but did nicely there, Phil Mickle Downey. Thorne. Mees. Brookfield. Linger. Moving the ball well until that moment. A heavy touch from Campbell, but despite the conditions, you've got to be impressed with the way City are passing the ball around.
Absolutely. I mean, you would not know. You'd think it was a nice dry day, the way they're passing it. Unfortunately, commentators cursed with that one. Plays it to nobody in particular, but they're just retaining possession really nicely. A lot of 1-2s down the wings, and obviously as they're already in front, they can just keep stroking the ball around for the next 75 minutes if they want to. Kingborough, with all the intent to have to push forward and try and get that equaliser, and so far everything's been stifled. Usually this situation, when you see subs warming up in the 14th minute, you're thinking of a change. I would say they're just trying to keep warm today, as we see Campbell battling it outside. Ending up with it, unfortunately, return pass from Bartlett. Can't quite find him, so it'll be a throw in on the far side to Wakefield, who's really had his hands full so far today. Beaten out again, Bartlett barging in. Calls for the throw in. I thought he kicked that one out. And the referee agrees. Very loose throw in on the wet ball. Tries to get it through to Brookfield, and I think Jones has had his second touch of the game, but fortunately, as soon as he gets his second touch, a free kick's awarded to Launceston City, so it'll go all the way back. Now had enough rain on our box on the right-hand side here. I can see out of it again, which is always nice. Now Launceston looking to whip in from the free kick. There's only 4 at the back post. Whipped in that direction. Nice touch, not quite there. Bit of a scrap, and it'll eventually go out for a corner kick, and it does. Jack Nuttall with the clearance eventually. A bit of a fresh area there, unfortunately, from Bartlett, and just hacked clear, so we'll probably see the same again.
See Egan just getting a little bit of space at the top of the box, and he drifts to the back post again. Ball heads to the front post though, and it's headed over the top by Benny Brookfield. Getting up to win it, but couldn't direct it.
Probably one of the shorter players in the Launceston City team. He needed to be a couple of inches high. It's a nice ball in, and well, no one really tracked his run from Kingborough. 2 people getting up, challenged the header, but no real contest, and you've got to put that down as a very good chance for City. You see Kamara take that goal kick right to the head of Compain, but out of Mees. Now, ball's out wide. Nice 1-2 played from Campbell towards Bartlett, and Wakefield goes sliding in. Again, City having all of the play so far.
Yeah, they're in complete command, aren't they?
Absolutely.
Not looking overly troubled. Mees, prominent. And again, Campbell gets a chance to curl one in. Nugent on hand. He's going to be doing a lot of that today. Headed back. Going to come right back at them though, and again they send it wide for Campbell. You have leather poisoning at this moment. He sends it in. It might sit for Mees. Robinson just skews it away, and you saw the ball stopping in a puddle, and I think they're just only going to start to develop. They're going to have a very heavy pitch in the second half. It's starting to get that way already. A little bit chopped up as Linger jinks inside. Back from Brookfield and play around the back.
I don't think there'd be too many grounds that wouldn't cut up.
And Egan just slicing his way through the big centre half. Thought he was an attacking midfield with that play. There's some tidy footwork there from Davis. They've coughed it up. Dylan Williams couldn't pick out Thorne.
Yeah, free kick given, I thought, for the late chop there given. So, free kick opportunity a bit centrally. Wouldn't be surprised if they try and get some width from this one, but both centre halves for Launceston City. We've seen Mahoney with that long shot. Now Egan trying to take on the team. And surely going to go in the back post direction. Gets their touch and fortunately just miskicked from Egan and Kamara. That's a nice clean catch. Eventually sends it long. Jones again gets his third touch and a free kick given the other way. Again. He's not having much luck up there. He's Kingborough's target man.
Pretty thankless role in this team the way they're playing today. Robinson clears. He's going to have a real battle on his hands.
It is very, you see some Premier League games where they literally make a 4-5-1, and it is a 4-5-1 in the most defensive way possible. With just one target man to pretty much battle three people on their own. I think that's the role Jones is going to have today. And now we see Mahoney. She's saying that was Egan, now Mahoney on the ball. And he's got a few options. Actually lays it out wide. I wouldn't be surprised if this sees Campbell again, who is hugging that touchline. Here's Bartlett first. Now Campbell. Got two inside, trying to play a diagonal ball. Still going is Campbell. He'd be tempted to have a shot, and he does. And fantastic save from Sheku Kamara. He certainly got a touch on that one, diving away to his left. And probably redeeming himself after that error for the first goal. And there's a textbook save from Kamara. That looked fantastic on the camera. As you see the ball delivered back post. And I think a push given somewhere in there from the referee. So leaving some pressure on Kingborough, but this first 20 minutes. As we have a look again. I'm not really sure what that was for, but I think Ben Brookfield thinks the same way. But Kamara will restart. And again, just again halfway. Jones with his fourth touch, and this one is not pulled up for a free kick, so finally an effective touch there from Kingborough's target man.
Kamara driving it down the middle. I think the wind probably favouring City's the other factor here, so Kingborough should have it a little bit easier in the second half, as easy as these conditions will allow things to be. That doesn't matter which way the wind's going if you keep coughing up like that at the back. And again, they put themselves right back under pressure with a gift of a turnover. Jared Linger now running at the defence. They sit off him. He wasn't on the same page as Mees there, who'd made a different run. Robinson now gets it out of play. Linger to take the throw quickly to Dylan Williams. Does he want a corner or is that a goal kick?
Corner, apparently.
It's a corner, so another chance to whip one in here. Continuing to probe.
Yeah, as they have been, they've actually taken it short, trying to catch Kingborough unaware. Now heading towards the back post, and Kamara punches clear. Touch close to handball, and a shot deflected, and Kamara manages to keep a hand on that one. Very, very tricky one in these conditions, deflection and on the ground, so well done there from Kamara, who has bombed it very, very long. And I think that's a foul for a push in the back. Just to relieve the pressure.
The rain is getting heavier and heavier here. Real monsoonal type setup at the Den today. So you have a look at the replay of this one. The first save, probably just opting for safety rather than going on the catch. And this time holding on to the drive there with Williams lurking. What led to the first goal when he spilt one. So making extra sure of that. And it is not a day for goalkeeping. If you're the opposition, you're going to be wanting to put crosses in. Very slippery out there for them.
You got to be a certain type of footballer generally to enjoy this in these conditions. Some people thrive on it, some people don't. I used to not mind it, to be honest, but who knows some who do not like it, as we see Launceston City again building down the left flank. Campbell, who is hugging the touchline more than just about any player I've seen so far this season, tries to chink onto his left. Wakefield, is that for company? Mees in the box, Brookfield at the back post, that's the direction it's going in, and Kingborough again, you got to chase up everything in these conditions. And that's going to fall right to the feet of Mahoney, who miscontrols it. It's now 1v1. And enough Launceston City players getting back, eventually getting around one, getting around two. Finds inside, and what a save. Not sure who that was, ending up in the box. I think that was Harms. Cutting in from the left flank, and Kingborough's first gilt-edged chance on the counter. Great build-up play. Bostock.
Kind of Bostock, I think, and a great kick save. Mind you, either side of the keeper, and it's probably 1-1 there. It was some lovely play in the build-up. Good save from Clark, got his positioning spot on, but either side of him, and I think we got a squared ball game there, Funty.
Absolutely. It was a lovely jinking run from Bostock, and have a look again. I certainly did not give him enough credit. I thought he was going to run out. He's beaten one. Jinks inside of Mahoney. Arms calling for it. He just has to put that towards the left-hand post. And that is 1-1. As now in the more familiar territory of Launceston's attacking left half. Eventually cleared. Michael Downey. And tries to get it back, but a free kick given. Just to relieve the pressure a tad. But yeah. Could have been first shot, first goal there for Kingborough. As we see Nugent hovering over the ball. Good chance for Kingborough just to push up generally. Relieve some pressure even if it is only positional, and the wind has caught that one and very far left. Do get some distance, Kingborough, so after 24 minutes we're starting to see them build some pressure, albeit how slowly, as Michael Downey takes it forward and then just booted clear. From Bartlett high into the sky. He'll cop that one in the scone. There's the Kingborough player. Not the best heading technique. And again, Campbell gets down this wing. He's got a 1v1. Tries the early shot. And probably trying to look for the far corner there, Campbell. Not much luck, unfortunately. And sent long. I think that header was off Launceston City. And well done avoiding the corner. Running down there was Thorne. We'll look to restart, but as far as Launceston City players, and now Campaign on the break. Got Mees storming forward down this wing. He stayed on side. No one in the box as yet, so he'll have to do it all himself. There's one, goes inside, and still no one there. Now we have a shot, and that's quite frankly an absolute shank. Right into the referee, and now the long shot. Well hit, and Kingborough, almost a slow motion diving save there from the Kingborough keeper. He's really trying to get a nice quick restart here.
Just got to do a slightly better job getting bodies in the box there. I thought Mees did really well in the build-up. He bought time, he bought some more time, got the cross in, still no one was there for him.
I mean, Campbell started that in halfway and just loitered at the back post. Maybe a nice diagonal run to the penalty spot or something would have been good. And again, Mees holds it up well. Brookfield in the box for Campbell to aim at. Tries to get round Wakefield, who does well. Good battle that could nearly be a foul. Nothing given. And eventually given once he's got the kick away straight. I said trying to play advantage at all times, which is good to see. But eventually called back, and I'd be tempted to get some tall timber over for Launceston City. I want to see Mahoney in there. And I think there he is heading towards the front post. Egan, no Mahoney. No, he's back in the centre circle. Well, that is unfortunately, as I think that mullet could do some fine work in this weather. Nice. Launceston City will go the more traditional option. Hit low and Schuth heads that one clear for a corner. And nice. Yeah, one player coming in the back there was Noah Mees. He would have been on that if Cal Schuth did not get anything on that.
Not a day for getting your head in the way of driven balls, I would have thought, Funty.
No.
Feeling those ones today.
Yeah, he certainly would not have any just resting off that when you head it just on the top of the on the scone, and it just hurts a lot more. It hurts even more in these conditions.
It's Williams looking to drive the play. He slid it just in behind there of Bartlett. Good sliding challenge to see it away and then whacked clear. Kingborough, slightly heavy touch, but he had a bit of room and plays it back to Nugent. Again, it's one back in the end. It wasn't convincingly played out from the back as Thorne picks it up. Harm's doing well over there. And an early sub is being pulled here by the Lions. I'm not sure if it's injury related, but looks like Broadbent is going to shuffle his deck a little bit. And, he'll have to wait for the time being. Davis back to Schuth under pressure from Mees. Looks it across to Nuttall. And he sends it for Bastock. Bastock looks to curl one on the right. He had one to pick out. Rebound clearance hit Nuttall, and then a really good sliding challenge to work that one away. And the sub can now be made, and
I think that's Davis coming on.
Joseph Davis.
Yeah.
And reliably informed, hasn't lined up since 2015 in the NPL, and he's going to come on here for Harms, who he's jogging off. Not sure if it's injury related or not. He looked terribly impressed.
Does not look terribly impressed at all.
Apparently Broadbent not terribly impressed with his first 28 minutes.
That's Broadbent's giving him a nice lecture down there as well before he goes off. Yeah,
yeah, tell you what, he would seem to have pulled the trigger off that miss.
It's a bit harsh. I'm assuming there's something else he's not quite doing right, but
deep in conversation is the coach with the player on the sideline at the moment. As this one's crossed in, Clark should be able to claim it, even with the wind. That was comfortable enough. He's just overthrown that one though. And we get picked up at the back there and worked forward by Wakefield and out of play. Bartlett will get back on this one. Looks to thread one through. Well done, Ben Robertson. Got a foot in. And, a pretty good last month or so, Ben Robinson, for the Lions.
yeah, absolutely. Really been a nice towering figure at centre back. It's pretty much what they've needed, especially after conceding a lot of goals earlier in the season. As that ball's now venturing out Launceston's favourite left flank. Can't quite get it forward to Bartlett. Now Schuth, who's only gets a touch on the ball. Nugent, who's going to whack that one long in the direction. Now Bostock, he's down this left wing. That's a great sliding challenge, and she deflects off Bostock. Well, Launceston City throw. So well done from Thorne down the wing. And that's a bit of a sloppy turnover. So Kingborough with McEldowney. Looking long in the direction of Jones, who does eventually get the touch. Now gets it back. So it's Bostock. Back into Schuth. Actually out wide to Wakefield. One of his first touches in an attacking sense, and really ends up a nice flick on eventually, and he can't quite control that. So Robinson will go back to the keeper, and Kingborough will restart as, believe it or not, there is a patch of blue sky coming. So fingers crossed for the second half.
Yeah, fingers crossed we can see out the window soon, Funty.
I didn't think to bring a towel to commentary this today.
Yeah, blue sky just creeping across here. The rain might just be about to cease. I think the players would appreciate that, and particularly the goalkeepers. Shaq Kamara's had a lot to do, and it's not been easy for him.
I certainly think the pitch down at Kamara's end will be looking forward to that as well. It's looking quite chopped up as See Launceston City with a very dangerous crossfield ball across the box with Bostock waiting. I think it's moved up front after that sub. Mees with a nice flick to Campbell, who gets in front. Unfortunately, a bit of a heavy touch, and Nugent will clean that one up. In on goal again. It's actually Bartlett going down the left wing. A lot of interchange of positions here for Launceston City.
Yeah, it's a slightly heavy touch on that occasion from Bartlett. It was a clever flick from Mees, and they've played the ball out quite nicely today, City. They're playing a very attractive style. Quite easy on the eye. Jared Linger dwells on it. Back he goes to Soupy Campbell. Back to Mr. Futsal, Jared Linger. Now Dylan Williams with a chance. He curls one towards the back post, and a stretching Mickle down. He had to make that challenge.
He had to make that.
He did. He got a foot in with Compain lurking. That's really well defended by Mickle Downey.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a nice ball in from Linger, and Mickle Downey just chopping up that Lightwood Park turf even more. Not sure the groundskeeper will be too happy about that. As we see Brookfield coming over, what can the coach do? His usual liberal positioning of the ball.
And that is just a bit much further down the line. Lewis says, now come on, mate, it's a centimetre. Put it on the line. What difference is it really going to make?
Exactly. I hope this doesn't fall a centimetre short, as that's gone to the back post and actually falls right on the head. Oh, Vegan. No, that's Noel Mees. And I don't think that centimetre made the slightest bit of difference, as Noel Mees rises high. Certainly got the height advantage. And just puts that over. So another shot for Launceston City, who, well, they're still a goal up. Could potentially be up by even further as Nugent picks the ball up. Beaten to it. And will fall back to Kamara. Hasn't got too many options. Eventually, next inside to shoot. Back to Nugent. Obviously, look at the substituted player. Doesn't look terribly injured to me.
He doesn't look particularly happy to me either. Fair enough, as Williams works this one down the line for Compain. He was centering ball. First time volley just past the post there from Bartlett. What service from Compain. Put it on a platter. It wasn't far away there, Bartlett.
Well, that's a fantastic ball from Compain. It was centimetre perfect. Hit it first time. Got underneath it. Just didn't quite get the direction. Outside of that, you cannot fault that play from Launceston City.
Well, he's got a bit of the David Beckham Real Madrid days hairdo going there, Compain.
He does
that
too.
Was very reminiscent of a Beckham cross, just honing in on the penalty spot.
It certainly was. Thank God it's not the blonde kind of double knot Real Madrid Beckham era. That was a shocking do as we look over to Campbell, who has another shot and didn't quite get the right amount of bend on it. Not sure what famous footballer's got Mahoney's haircut.
He is the man who owns that. In fact.
No one else is even allowed to have something as loud as that. That's Kamara's telling Robinson, thanks but no thanks. And now eventually goes there. And then just gets it back a good 5 metres further up. And Robinson eventually looks inside. Misplaced pass, 2 here for Williams. Ends up with Campbell. He can cross it inside. Shot. Fantastic save from Kamara. And is why he is one of the best in the NPL Taz. From what looked like a certain goal, he's stuck that right leg out. Williams looking inside. Almost shaped to shoot. Did Campbell. Gets the return ball. And fantastic save.
The trailing leg just gets a piece of it at the last second. Williams must have thought he'd scored. And well done by Kamara. The danger's not done with yet though. Williams with a clever little ball to Noah Mees. Looks to get round it on the left. He curls for the far post. And Kamara again gathers the rebound was there. Williams picks it up. Danger still not done with. Cross to the back post. There's nobody there though for City. They're all waiting for the rebound. Oof, about 4 blokes just waiting for a rebound at various positions at the top of the box, and they've got it back here. A chance for Bartlett. Locked away by Nugent. This is real sustained pressure. They've dealt with it eventually, and somehow they escape with the score still 1-0.
I don't know how Kingborough only 1-0 down. It has been all one-way traffic except for probably 15 seconds. And Bostock have a try up there as we have a look again at Mee's shot. And it's even the way why you should always follow in. And Williams gets there in front of Kamara, but couldn't quite turn it around. More a shot as we go back to live pitches. Effectively cleared. Michael Downey eventually sliding in, getting there. And kick given. Both players slid in rather the same there, so probably unfortunate from Egan. Mind you, I am a good 70 yards away from play, so I'll trust the referee's decision. There's, I think it's the first free kick for Kingborough in an attacking position today. Goes high and Clark reaches up and claims that one. It was a huge throw. It's actually cleared halfway from the first bounce. And Launceston City are back in. No one for help. Mees hits the byline, waiting for help, ends up taking on the whole team. And Compain slots it home. What a wonderful work from one end to the other. Clark to Mees, to Compain, 2-0.
Well, the conditions may be awful, but the football has been fantastic from Launceston City. Again, they've carved them apart completely with a series of crisp passes. Someone arriving in the box there at Compain says, well, I tried to set one up and you couldn't put one away. I best do it myself. And he got a little deflection in the end, but it was never going to be an easy one to keep out. And 2-0 and a thoroughly deserved 2-goal lead for City.
Thoroughly deserved, and even all the way back from that throw from Clark, it was a free kick to Kingborough and up one end in, I'd be lucky to be 10 seconds flat. Wonderful incisive counter-attack, and you can't flick to the coaches. Oh, here we go, and I'll break that tangent because Launceston City were attacking once again. Compain inside to Williams, aims for Brookfield who wants to get in on the action, but Nugent leaves that one. Shoots with one person to aim for and ends up just going down the line. Rebound will fall for Kingborough. Now cut out from Williams, who has been everywhere so far. And Michael Downey will take that off the feet of Compain. I was going to say, Launceston City, it has been all one-way traffic so far. And can't quite see what Benny Brookfield's thinking as he's out in the pitch rather than the technical box, but I think he would be a very happy man as Kingborough try to get something going forward. With a loose touch from Thorne. And again, nice play. Inside ball looking for Bostock, and a free kick eventually given. So nice work there from Jones, who getting some touches on the ball. He did have to come quite deep just to get that.
Damien Gill just positing the question, how have Launceston City been last? And if this is your first time watching them this season, you'd wonder that question, because they have been absolutely superb. They've been moving the ball around brilliantly. And look, they've just turned a corner in the last few weeks, and it's finally started to click. As this one's chipped in, Clark will go compete for this. Didn't quite deal with it convincingly, but got enough on it, and the counter-attack's on again. The way they've countered in this game, watch out this time. It'll be shut down, but yeah, it just seems to all be clicking now. Brookfield on the field. I think a new coach bringing a new system sometimes needs a bit of time. I know it's fashionable to off the manager and as soon as they have a couple of unfavourable results, but I think this is perhaps proof that you need to give a coach a bit of time with some team. And they did play some good football early in the year. They just couldn't stick it in the back of the net.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking from tracking back to the start of the season. I remember them playing very good football and then just had a bit of a lull around the middle of the season as we'll... From that is Kingborough managed to get the ball down the byline and effectively cleared from Compain, the goal scorer. We've just had a bit of a dip the last kind of month or two, and then the last 3 games, they've absolutely turned it on. A win last week in the derby. Had a draw the week before as well, from memory.
With Devonport, yeah.
Yeah, when I think it was Brookfield's game.
Yeah.
First game on the field.
This one's going to be swung in near post. Not the best delivery, and it'll be dealt with. Going to come back at them though, as this one's chipped back into the mixer, but repelled away. And now Dylan Williams is looking to burst onto this one. They've got men flowing forward here. Can he pick him out? He does. It's a wonderful ball here for Bartlett. He jinks into the box on the left. Surely 3-0. Kamara gets a hand to it, but he can't keep it out. And a clinical Launceston City leading this 3-0 and are playing some scintillating football.
Causing the ire of our Kingborough Lions member sitting next to us in the commentary box. Again, an incisive counter-attack from Launceston City. Put away from Bartlett. Captain's goal in these conditions, and I think 3-0 is certainly more of a reflection of what the game's been like so far. That's all right. As we kick off, subs warming up again. Look, I don't think it's a substitution that's going to fix this. I think it's Launceston City's absolutely fantastic form. They have been playing some of the best football, probably the best half they've played all season. And 3-0 a deserved scoreline as we see Mahoney get ahead onto that. Thorne with a bit of a shank clearance. Egan just lofts that one into the Kingborough technical area. And what a fantastic goal that was from City, making it 3-0.
Yeah, they've scored, I might say, 4 at the moment, maybe a bit presumptive, but the way they're playing it will be 4 soon enough, that's for sure. They are just torching him at the moment. They've looked fantastic, but still 3 for the time being on 2 just incisive counter-attacks. The way they're transitioning the ball from defence into attack has been outstanding.
And they're not just playing on the counter-attack. I mean, most of the first 20 minutes they were playing possession football, and then the last 20 minutes they've just had incisive counter-attacking breakaways.
It's been all along the deck too. It's not been lofted long balls. It's been passes to feet onto another pass to feet. It's been fantastic to watch. Kingborough have been disappointing. They've offered not nearly enough steel and resistance, but they've been picked apart by a very sharp City side today. And really, I think the way they're going, they'll, if this result holds, they'll be up into 6th in that final League Cup spot. And you'd have to say they'll definitely be favourites to hold on to 6th if they keep playing like this. And who knows, maybe a team you want to avoid in that end-of-season tournament.
Absolutely. I mean, probably given their position, I'm assuming they'd have to travel down here.
Random draw.
Random draw?
Random draw.
Oh, nice. Oh, man, if you got a home clash against this team.
Ask South Hobart.
Yeah, that's the exact tangent I was going on. Probably the upset of the season so far across all competitions was Launceston City's result against South Hobart. And I would not like to travel up there and play this team on this form, as they're probably just trying to play it out for half-time.
Speaking of South Hobart, now be Lazinski making a start, has put them 1-0 ahead against Northern Rangers up at the NTCA ground. A win today will put them 10 points clear with 4 rounds to go.
We've got our commentary luminary Jake Morgan's not here. That would have been met with a raucous celebration as he's back on that one. Probably calling for Albie to come on in this game, knowing him.
Yeah, probably. And a chance perhaps for Kingborough, but Bastock's touch was heavy and just allowed Marnie to deal with that one. And deal with it he did. And Kingborough find something, find a goal before half-time and give them something to take away. Not with passing like that, they won't.
Absolutely nice. We see Bartlett scoring his 19th goal in the NPL. Judging by that number of appearances, he'd almost be their leading appearance maker. I would suggest Campbell is. Jeez, played nearly every game Launceston City have played in the NPL, as we see. Should have a long hit, and it was right in front of Clarkwood. Following up there from Kingborough, and you're going to count that as a shot on target?
Yeah, and I think that's not a bad strategy given the conditions. Just get balls in there. We've seen Kamara a number of times leaving balls just sitting on the doorstep. So I think Kingborough just need to pump the ball in there and have someone following up, and you might find some joy. Just get back to basics when the conditions are like this, I think. But City marching forward again, and that skew shot turns into a beautiful through ball. The campaign had strayed offside anyway. But this was a shot that nearly turned into a fantastic pass. Couldn't quite control it, but it would have been for naught anyway with the flag raised.
Calling for a corner kick as well from the deflection, but obviously all for naught with the offside flag. Into stoppage time in this first half. I think it's interesting to see if this is the last kick or not. And there's Kamara. Watches that forward flick on header. And effectively cleared from Thorne, who pretty much had a 3-on-1 against him there. So, done well as he gets a big toe in. Gets another one. Now that goal scorer Bartlett. Brookfield looks wide to Campbell. See what the soup can mix up here. Tried to go inside. Mees was looking at the other way. Much longer left there, I think. And Stratos looks at the watch. Has another look. And play will continue. So Clark rolls it out the left-hand side, but they've had so much joy in this first half. And that's a lovely ball to Mees. Stays onside. Cuts inside. That's up. Compain at the back post. Back to Campbell. Williams and Compain in the box. Surely they've got to whip this one in. Finally, as Brookfield. Wonderful save from Kamara. Benny Brookfield puts his head in his hands and does not know how he's missed that.
Yeah, I think he's just giving him the old look at the keeper and gone, yeah, well done, fair play, mate. Because that is an exceptional save from Kamara. Brookfield coasting in. It was a perfect ball from Lingy. He makes great contact and getting the palm down there. As we get to half-time here, Rangers 1-1 up in the north, I'm hearing. So they've hit back there, but their crosstown rivals, Launceston City, have put on an absolute show here. It is pretty wet enough as it is, but they have run a big old tub for Kingborough. Just run them a pretty comfortable bath through 45 minutes here. It's been
an ice cold bath given the conditions.
Yeah, I think it'll be an ice cold demeanour of Mark Broadman at half time. Quite the opposite for Benny Brookfield. His boys are flying. That's the best 45 I've seen them play in some time. They've played some delightful football. It's been very easy on the eye. 3-0 ahead. Could be more. They've absolutely dominated. And we will leave you with the highlights of that first half. And there's quite a few of them. It was an absolute procession of shots on Sheikh Kamara. He gifted him that first one. And from there, it was all downhill, unfortunately. As a very happy-looking Austin Fagan just trails the boys into the room. And we'll be back with the second half shortly.
Great luck down this left wing. One touch. Didn't get too far now. Looks inside. Headed from Compain and well wide. Look to whip it in direction of Mees over his head. Brookfield with the touch. Nearly the coach with a crucial goal.
Party from range.
45 yards out. Swirling rated. It will stay in. Campbell in the foot race. Gets there in front and then slides across.
Nicely. Well for a big fella, mate. That's a beautiful ball. Once again, playing in the industrious Campbell. Square to back play to 1-2. Campbell with a great chance. Dundee City offside flag raised. Oh, it's so tidy.
The back post. Lifted in that direction. Touch not quite there. Good scrap and eventually go out for it.
Dips to the back post again. To the front post though, and it's headed over the top. Whitfield.
That wide, nice 1-2 play from Campbell towards Bartlett and Wakefield goes sliding in.
Campbell. The boys in this one, he sends it in. Robinson just uses it away and you saw the ball stopping the puddle, I think.
Surely going to go back post direction. Gets their touch and Washwood just missed it. Two inside. Trying to play a diagonal ball. Still going is Campbell. He took to have a shot and he does. And fantastic save. And Jacob Murray. Ball. The back post. Pushed it in. Somewhere in there from the referee. So some pressure has been on it. Short. Kingborough unaware. Towards the back post. And punches clear. Close to handball and a shot deflected and Kamara just to keep a hand on that one. He's in Brookfield at the back post, that direction's going in and over again you've got to chase up everything in these conditions. 1v1. Launceston City players getting back, eventually getting around one, getting around two. One's inside and what a save! Who that was, ending up in Boston's arms. Running in from the left edge, to do it all himself. One goes inside and still no one there. Now we have a shot and that's quite quickly, hopefully Shank. Under the referee and now the long shot. Well hit and Kamara. Slow motion diving save there. Well, good battle at would nearly be a foul, nothing given. And eventually given once his kick away strike. Launceston City, the more traditional option. Bit low and gets that one clear for a corner.
Pick out. Nothing. Really good side. He's trying to put it away. And the sub can
Now Bostock on this left wing. Great lining challenge and deflects off. Bostock
puts some Jared Linger. Now Dylan Williams with a chance. He curls one towards the back post and a stretchy Mickle down. He had to make that challenge.
He had to make that.
Really going to make it.
Exactly. I hope this doesn't fall a centimetre short as that's going to the back post and actually falls right on the head. Oh, Vegan.
Works his one down the line to campaign. Ball first time, volley just past the post there from Bartlett. What's
Over Campbell, another shot and try and get the right amount of bend on it. Robinson initially looks inside this place past two here for Williams. Campbell can cross it inside, shot! Fantastic save from Kamara. That is why he's on it.
He's not done with yet though. Williams with a clever little ball to Noel Mees. Looks to get round on the left. He curls for the far post. And Kamara again gathers the rebound was there. Williams.
First free kick for Kingborough. In the attacking position today. Goes high and
Clean sheets, but he hasn't.
reaches up and claims that one. You back in. No one for help. And he's byline waiting for help, ends up taking on the whole team. And Compain slots it home. What a wonderful work from one end to the other. Like two Mees through Compain, 2-0.
This one, they've got him flowing forward here. Can he kick him out? He does. It's a wonderful ball here for Bartlett. He jinks into the box on the left. Surely 3-0. Kamara gets a hand to it, but he can't keep it out. And a clinical Launceston City leading this 3-0 and playing some scintillating football.
Causing the ire of our Kingborough
So, play back, about to get underway here at the 10, and will Kingborough be able to turn things around in this second half? Fairly dire state of affairs for them leading into the second 45 minutes. They were absolutely thumped in that first half. Launceston City absolutely scintillating, playing some beautiful football, knocking it around, and a 3-goal lead, their reward. They'll be looking to really press home that advantage and firing a few more in the second half. Kingborough, we'll see if they've changed things up. We already saw Harms being hooked half an hour into the contest, so Broadbent showing he's not afraid of pulling the trigger early. Just having a gaze out now to see if we've got any new faces on there for the second half, Funty. Can you spot anything different out there?
Not particularly different. I can see that Robinson's taking the kick-off, which I'm sure he wasn't there in the first half.
No, he definitely wasn't playing up top. So interesting, and they might just lump it on Big Robinson's head up top anyway. Play has got back underway. Jones sends it across, chipped in. Robinson was there, but that was never going to reach him. Egan able to see that one away. And one away by Bartlett, who feeds Compain down the right. He's got Mees to pick out in the middle. He sends it in that direction. It goes to Williams, bounces off him. Couldn't control it. That's an unconvincing clearance. Benny Brookfield now centering ball, and it's going to be swung goalward, but a fairly irregulation save there for Sheku Kamara.
Yeah, still looking, can't see too many changes. Obviously Robinson, who's nesting for that header, just beaten out for it. Now Bostock. Back to Robinson, who's from centre half to centre forward. And I think that's going to be the direction. I'll loft it forward, but that's going to be easy for Clark to claim. And demonstrating his great throwing skills that we saw in the first half that led towards that second goal. Expecting more of the same from Launceston City this half, as Compain can't quite get that one through to his attackers. A lot better weather over half-time. It certainly hasn't got any worse, if certainly dried off a tad. Yeah. It is Broadbent with a very large cuppa.
He's precariously going, making his way down the stairs there, is Broady. He's got the cup of tea.
Reminded me of someone in like 6-inch heels trying to get downstairs, and he's just holding on to that cup of tea.
And, no, fair enough. Well, if I was down the sidelines, I'd be wanting a hot beverage, that's for sure.
Yeah, thermos, hot hands, the lot.
Sheku Kamara thumps this one along, headed away by Brookfield. Couldn't quite keep it in the field of play there, trying to pick out Campbell. Good first 45 from Soapy. Was the only one of the attacking lineup that didn't get on the score sheet, but arguably he had as much influence as any of them. He was everywhere in that first half, Campbell.
I lost count of how many times I had to call his name down that left wing. He was in absolutely everything. Speaking of someone who was in everything, Benny Brookfield thought had a very good half as well. Not that anyone had a bad half for Launceston City. I think it's probably say to compliment them rather than Kingborough's negativity. Obviously, can't be too happy with conceding 3 goals in the first half, but I thought Launceston City was spectacular.
Yeah,
and
brilliant, weren't they?
And again, I thought that was going to fall to Bartlett. Not quite. Robinson nearly gets a touch. Clark will come out to claim that, and straight out to the wings again. The feature of Launceston City's play so far. In towards Mees, who's got Schuth for company. One in the box, which is Soupy Campbell at the back post. Mees goes himself, and Kamara saves that one rather well. And again, launches that high forward. They've certainly gone a bit more direct this half. Have Kingborough. We did talk about that as a possible option, just trying to put Clark under some pressure. Robinson was very nicely. And he's got options. Falls to the back post, doesn't quite get to Bostock. Back, and that's a bit of a shank, unfortunately, from Kingborough. And it'll roll out, not quite for a goal kick, and actually nearly copped that corner flag where you don't want to cop a corner flag. Calls for a foul throw. It's been ambitious, and Brookfield leaves that one a bit short. Well, a bit of a scrappy start to the half. Plenty more yelling going on down there than I distinctly remember from the first half.
Yeah, a bit more vociferous, I think it's fair to say, and that's just a bad error at Kingborough. They've not helped themselves with some of the passing. They've turned the ball over a bit too easily. As Marnie just thumps this one straight to Schuth. He looks to get on the preferred left, centres it to Mickle Downey. He makes a bursting run, but that's ignored, and they go centrally instead, looking for Robinson, who's going to play that target man role, it would seem. And that's cleverly done there by Campbell, just playing it off Jones and winning the throw for his side. Very sharp stuff from Campbell.
I think Mahoney's going to end up with a significant headache.
He's caused one for himself there with a missed clearance. Robinson looks to jink back inside. Little ball curled into the box. Oh, Bastock, he's been lively in and around the area, the young fella. He's been the most lively threat. Cross in, repelled by Linger. Now Brookfield. Campbell just skipping past the defender, and he's off to the races now, is Soupy Campbell. Mees wants it down the line, that's where he heads. Noah Mees.
Offside.
That's straight offside. And just a little undisciplined if so. He didn't need to be breaking that early. And that kills another promising counter-attack, and they have cut them apart the other way today, Funty.
Absolutely down the wings, and it's not as if Kingborough's defenders or wingbacks have pushed too far up. They've just been absolutely dominant. Mahoney gives him the shoulder. Free kick given, I think, for an earlier decision. And Marty just bombs the ball into the player who's just absolutely flawed. That'll be a talking to. There's a foul given there, and crunch from Marty. And then if we just keep rolling it, he then kicks the ball into the opposing player at the end as well, the cheek.
That would not have looked out of place on an ice hockey rink. That was a textbook body check there. Shoulder, the arm in tight. That was absolutely textbook if he was out in a rink. Unfortunately for him, he was on Lightwood Park, so pretty blatant foul.
Pity there's no boards around. They could just, spring back and keep his feet just straight to ground.
A set-piece opportunity now for the Lions. They need to conjure something up to give them some sort of hope heading into this second half. An early goal would do just that. He'll chip this one in. It's a teasing ball. Clark comes, punches, doesn't clear though. Marnie out after this one. Jones turning inside, just strength from Marnie, worked him off it. Now Williams can clear the area. A little dink down the line to Soupy Campbell. Outside of the boot from him. Straining to get ahead to it. And the Kingborough defence should see that one away. And again, they move the ball from defence to attack in the blink of an eye.
I'm thoroughly enjoying having Marnie in front of us in the commentary box for this half. I think it's going to be a feature, especially with the balls that are going to go to Robinson. And then it'll be down to Soupy Campbell, who lets it run for Mees. Tries to get a foot on it. Fortunately beaten out to it. Wakefield, and then a heavy touch out from Ron Bastock. So again, Launceston City can build down the flanks. It does look like they're preparing a sub, which surely has to be injury related, as you wouldn't take any of their players off for performance.
Isaac DeGetto warming up. Cold and rainy Kingston day. Going to be a bit of DeGetto. And it looks like he's going to replace Compain. Is it limping off there for him? Yeah, Compain, who I don't think looks overly injured. So it might just be a case of Vinnie Brookfield wanting to give another one of his young attackers some minutes here with the game seemingly in hand, but a curious one.
Is that a case of not wanting to sub him off at half time and just give him a few extra minutes, or I'm not really sure of the logic of the timing?
A strange one as Williams curls it in near post. No one had made a run to get there, and Sheck Kamara can collect and launch this one right down the middle, but Marnie had his name all over it. Brings it across the lines now. Look to build down the right. That's an awful touch. It's just sloppy. Just the basics now. And that was Wakefield. You really can't be coughing the ball up like that under no pressure.
Yeah, absolutely zero pressure at all. And Marnie's trying to inflict as much damage on his opponents there as he's pretty much falconed and Bastock there, and then goes for a raking ball. Fortunately, nowhere near the new man DeGatto. And applies a lovely forward roll. And he's then gone back and got ahead to it and won the free kick. That is perfect work from Bartlett there. I love to have another look at that. Keeps his balance, full forward roll, and then wins a free kick from getting the ball back. That is fantastic work from the captain.
Oh, the tuck, just shut it down. Beautiful stuff.
From that angle as well, it takes a fair bit of effort. Wouldn't look out of place at the Kingston gym behind us.
I tell you what, that would fit in the floor routine quite nicely, I'd have thought. So we've got the gymnastics and the ice hockey. You've got a litany of sports on display here in the second half of the Den.
Well, I mean, Lightwood Park is located in this lovely Kingborough Sports Centre. You got just about every sport under the sun, and they're certainly taking that to heart, Launceston City.
Yeah,
Seen some croquet and basketball next from them. I don't know how we'll get that out here, but it wouldn't put it past them.
Yeah, perhaps most importantly, in the midst of all that, they play some very good football too. Sloppy Clark gets this one. And he'll get them started across there to Spikey and Thorne. I'm going to roll with that, I think, Sparty, as he's chipped down the line for Mees. It struck me that there weren't enough nicknames in this City lineup.
Certainly been a thorn in the side of Kingborough so far.
There we go. Nicely done, as this one's whacked out of there by Egan. A chip over the top. And looking to make inroads here is DeGhetto. Centering ball. Bartlett back for DeGhetto with the left foot. Schuth blocks it away. And clears the area, but Marnie got in ahead and won it. His header was ill-directed though. Now Mickle Downey looks to carry the Lions out of defence. Shipping down the line for Bastock again. Thorne was on hand. There should be Marshall. A slightly heavy touch there from Marnie. Takes it wide. Then looks to burn past Robinson. Sure he has the pace to be doing that, but he got there in the end.
I don't think pace is one of his main assets, is Marnie.
He certainly wasn't lacking in confidence to burn off Robinson though. Good sliding challenge. And Wakefield just making a nuisance of himself there on Campbell. Who has been exceptional down the left today for City.
He has been soupy. Been like a nice old red Campbell soup. None of this new flavour stuff, just tried and true. As we see, Wakefield on the ball. Just can't quite get around. Ball coming in, Robinson at the back post. Marnie just getting there in time. Forward pressure from Williams on Joel Schuth, who tries to slide rule that through 4 Launceston players. Don't think that's going to happen. And now to DeGhetto. Bit of a loose touch from, what are we calling him? Spikey?
Yeah, spiky customer.
Yeah. Any suggestions for Thorne puns out there, viewers? Send them in.
This one's Dylan Williams back to him. Egan clears the area. Sets a task for Mees. He's competed very well in the target man role. Here's Brookfield, the player coach extraordinaire. Works that one wide and he'll get back on the ball too here. He hasn't got a lot in front of him, so he threads it wide. For that man, Soupy Campbell, wants to get on the right. Centering ball, the first time hit from DeGhetto, blocked away by Schuth. And now Mickle Downey just outworked Thorne there, did it nicely, and then threads it through. A chance perhaps, but Marnie arriving on the scene. He knew exactly where that was going, and Bastock was not filled with enjoyment at seeing Big Marnie barrelling at him, like staring down a freight train.
Yeah, would not want to get in the way of that. There's very interesting work getting out here. As we see the throw-in taken to Mees. He's got Schuth for company. Ends up getting a nice ball into the back post and goes over both of them. Soupy Campbell. It's at low, deflected, and finally cleared from Nugent. And he's actually managed to knock the corner flag over, which is pretty good accuracy, especially from 50 yards away. Nearest to the pin winner is Nugent today.
Just on that corner flag, you can see the wind that's clearly affecting it out there by just how far it's leaning back. Dylan Williams can flirt with the idea of a short corner, and opts to go that route in the end. He goes short and there. It's put back out in front of him. Williams onto it and drives it, flicked in near post. That is brilliant. 4-0, but the flag's denied him again. And I don't know how that could have been offside, to be honest, given where he's made his run from. I'd love to have a look at the replay. That was pure inspiration there. I think it was...
well, actually, there's someone standing on the 6-yard line, but I'm sure he's made his run from outside that.
Betty Brookfield's been robbed there, I reckon, Funty.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I can't see too much how that can be offside.
It's a brilliant little ghosting run. First time volley. Keeper could do nothing.
Bit of a flick into the top corner from in front of the keeper. I mean, keeper's got no chance in that situation. Anyway, we'll go back to live pitches, and DeGhetto gets muscled out of it for another corner kick. That's just inspired play from Brookfield, and Oh, Broadbent seems to have had enough and decided to make another sub. Looks like Lucas Lane coming on and Jonathan Jones coming off, who, to be fair, has not had really any service today at all. So playing that lone target man role in these conditions with such a defensive setup that Kingborough's had, it's pretty tough going for the young lad. And fake going a kick. Stratos not quite ready. And we'll see what corner routine magic the coach can whip up this time. He's aiming near post. And that's where the ball goes, and it actually falls to him. He's just to shank it. And Kingborough, can they break as incisively as City have all game? There's Marnie tracking back, 4 for company. Tries to slide it through, but Clark comes out in front of Bastock. Wonderful, wonderful run there from Michael Downey. But now, where he usually is where the ball is. Gatto. Seeing what he can do. Nice step over. Manages to get round the defender. Got Bartlett short. Brookfield waiting eagerly at the top of the box. Couldn't quite get there.
Well done, Sheath. Good foot in there.
Thought that was going to run out for a throw, but will in a minute as Michael Downey manages to track back. That's a fairly interesting throw in there from Thorne.
Yeah,
It's kind of spiked it like a NFL spike, that one.
yeah, interesting, and straight in the direction of Nuttall. They're going to get to take it again, though.
Did they clear it, or does he get another? Does he get a free pass or something?
I think he's cleared his Mees. Has jinked around one. Mees fires. Kamara denies him again. And the cat-like Ashek Kamara makes a good save there to deny Mees another one. But this second half is falling into a very familiar pattern that we saw in the first 45, and it's just runners from City getting in behind, cutting him to pieces. And the chances are still flowing here, so more goals on the card. If this continues, City picking them to pieces as Thorne works it out wide to get out. He's occupying that right wing position that Campaign was in. Brookfield starting to have a nice little influence on it, running the show in advanced areas. DeGhetto now crosses low. Couldn't beat the first defender, which was Schuth. And he whacks it clear.
He wants a goal, Benny Brookfield. I don't think he scored yet.
Oh, yes, he has.
Has he?
Yeah.
Why am I forgetting that?
About 2 minutes ago.
That's why I'm forgetting it. He scored a disallowed goal that should have been allowed from our view, a good, 130 yards away that we are.
Perfect view. I think had a perfect view of it. Benny was robbed.
Well, what's he paying you?
There we go. The man with the stats has told us he's got 3 career goals. I don't think he would have got any of them as a player coach, though, so
no, exactly.
That would be some achievement. He's had a good game, just pulling the strings. He started out early on a lot deeper, but as they've got on top, he's playing like the number on the back of his shirt now, really running the show as the 10.
He certainly is. I just want to see a player coach score. Something just magically old school about it.
Well, there's going to be the dilemma this week, team of the week. Could he be on the field and as the coach?
Well, I mean, who's
dual selection?
I was going to say whose jurisdiction is that as we see Mees in through on goal and tries to find. Who was that coming in back? Was it DeGhetto?
Yes.
Yes, it was. Trying to get the substitute on the scoreboard. Good flick on header from Robinson. First one he's won for a while. And now back to Clark. It's a nice clearing ball. Robinson again. Lane offering out wide. Now back forward. Bastock misses it. Coming in is Thorne. Only plays it to Connor Bastock, who gets a challenge from behind and penalty given. So a lifeline here for Kingborough. Egan right in the back of the Kingborough attacker. Bastock running through on goal as we have a look at the replay. Jinx inside, in the back. Gets a bit of ball, but...
fair decision, I think, that one.
In the back.
Egan infringing.
Certainly a little more concrete decision than the one up north in the northwest yesterday.
Slightly more contact, yes.
I don't think that's a stretch too far.
No, I mean, if we graze shoulders in commentary here, would probably be slightly more contact than yesterday, Funty. But yes, I think there are going to be a few complaints over this decision. And Joel Schuth, who can belt the bejesus out of the ball, has got the chance to do just that up against Lockie Clark. Up he steps. It's Schuth. And he buries it in the back of the net, and we're back to a 3-1 ball game. To quote the great Dwayne, is that the fire starter, Paul Hunt?
You never know. You never know. You were talking about he can hit it. He's gone straight for power. Lockie Clark's waited for the ball to be hit, and by the time he's reacted, the ball's already in the back of the net. He's hit that with the outside with the laces. So, only 5 minutes left. Kingborough on the scoreboard. We'll see what kind of impact that gives them a nice confidence boost, or if Lonnie City will just keep as normal, keep the ball. Back post to Gatto. If he can get this down, he's got time for a shot. Crosses it back inside. And can't quite beat the first man twice there. Can Gatto. So a wasted opportunity for Lonnie City to hit back within 30 seconds as Wakefield goes for the DeCanio clearance, which is a very interesting way to clear a ball. Now Michael Downey. Cleared from Egan. Oh, dangerous back header. Bartlett in on goal, and that's a crucial sliding tackle from Joel Schuth, whose defensive midfield role, he's been the penalty taker and now making great sliding challenges. Just gets there in time. Bartlett ready to toe poke that one into the back corner. Necessary clearances. Launceston City have another corner. Williams to take. Again, Rockfield looking near post and tall timber up the back. And it's going to go back post and cleared again from Shoots. Soupy Campbell trying to whip one up. Not much luck there, and Robinson has the ball, Bostock. Can't quite get the ball through. Now Lane, who manages to win that somehow. Marnie for company, and well played. Down to the fence there from Jared Linger. Mr. Futsal himself throws it in. Good hold-up play from Mees.
Stratos has spotted something he didn't like, and Wakefield into the book. Yeah, rode very quickly across to deal with that.
Oh, I was going to say, I'm not really not sure what that was for.
Anyway, went in with a bit too much intent, we would say. But, if he can get the ball into the book, he goes. A slice of cheese.
First cheese of the game.
For Wakefield, that's a bit of a camembert type there, a little bit soft.
Yeah, just a tad. As Marty hoofs that one. Actually only goes in the centre circle. And between player coach, actually works it out wide. Nice step over, cut inside. It's a well wide effort from Zagato, who's seen plenty of the ball since he's come on. A very, very active cameo in this game.
Well, I think they've done their scouting on this line side, and they've known they were going to have plenty of space to operate in wide areas. Kingborough play quite a narrow system, and they've come with a plan to exploit that. They've got the ball quickly to the flanks, and they've caused them all manner of grief by doing that.
Yeah, I mean, Kingborough were largely effective last week against Olympia, purely for the narrow ground. At Warrior Park, they can play this narrow system as that goal kick's gone out in the full. And I guess on a slightly bigger pitch that Lightwood Park is, it's not quite had the same effect.
There's Mees presenting this one, but Wakefield got a boot in there. Now Schuth jinking onto the left. Looking to spread the play. He had no winger, but it's worked out all right. Bastock, pressure Marnie, or Egan rather, who's across to deal with that. Takes a touch and then whacks it down the line. It's a good ball too. Down Bartlett. Made it back to Dylan Williams, who returns down the line for Bartlett. It's a bit of a task, but he'll hold up on the heavy pitch. Back to the lively Dylan Williams. Sends it into the Jaro direction. Back post, and Campbell just had his feet wrong there. It slides between them and behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, not quite. His feet right there did Soupy Campbell. And third and final sub for Kingborough. And we'll see Thomas
Coes?
Lacose. Yeah. Thomas Lacose coming on. And is that Wakefield coming off?
Yep.
It is Wakefield, who very, very, all the traffic going down his way in that first half. So you've seen plenty of him. And Broadbent again having a bit of a chat as the players come off. And Kamara's not on goal kicking duty. So lofted forward. Try and run that one out, does Linger, and does. Yeah, Soupy Camp with the step over. Works well.
Mees with a subtle little push off the ball there and gets away with it. Just subtle enough. Soupy Campbell. Good challenge from Phil McEldowney.
Yeah, there's a bit of pace going out of this game. It was played a very nice tempo that first half, and seems a bit more laboured in this second half. Not sure if it's the heaviness of the pitch and a bit of fatigue coming in, but still Launceston City with all the possession as Williams. There's the jink inside. And Big Man, he's going to bustle through, and that's a very, very agricultural challenge. And doesn't even bother looking at that yellow card. I think he knew that was coming.
Yeah, well earned. That's a very strong cheddar, that one.
I was going to say, the first cheese was on the Camembert side, and that is a rock-hard vintage cheddar. I think came storming in.
South Hobart leading 2-1 up at the NTCA ground. Goal early in the second half there puts them 10 points clear again on the live ladder.
Was an Albie for Albie Watch again.
Mitchy Dent just not identifying a player for me there. Just reckon there are about 4 shirts in the box. Could be any of them. So my money's on Jack Turner, because if there's a scramble in the box, he always seems to be the one.
Well, we did that last time for the...
I'd like to just say, because we didn't have time last week, utterly vindicated on that one. You and Jake carrying on about Turner getting a touch. Who's it get awarded to? The free kick taker. Called it straight away. Apology. Thank you, Funty.
Hey, until you're on the dubious goals panel, as we say.
Mate, I am the dubious goals panel.
Yeah, I was going to say it's a committee of one.
That's all. Glenn chimes in. You got a two-man panel.
Do you listen to that?
We have a look at the replay. Is anything contentious?
Okay. Good to know you got one.
That was quite convincingly Kobe Kemp's goal.
Okay, fair enough.
As much as it would have suited the narrative to have Jackie Turner scoring again.
Yeah, I mean, we do like a record here, but, you know, good to see honesty comes first.
You tried your best to get him.
Shows a good organisation, honesty and trust.
You tried to get him over the line, you and Jake.
I suppose Jake wasn't trying to get it for Albie.
Well, that was the biggest surprise of all, wasn't it?
I mean, he wasn't within about 15 metres of it. But
that doesn't matter. Someone goes behind for a goal kick here, going back to this one, and Marnie's cheese coming out there, and it really wouldn't be a City game without Marnie getting a slice at some point.
And, I mean, I'm glad that it wasn't for anything soft. It was for a bone-crunching slide tackle. Doesn't do, you know, subtle shirt pulling, pushes in the back.
Yeah, it's quite funny. I think Lucas Hill has the most yellow cards in the league this year, and I reckon nearly all of them have just been for little shirt grabs from behind. He's far from a dirty player, just loves the old shirt grab when someone gets past him. You see those yellow card stats, you might think of a dirty player. As Lacose with a chance here, and he drives it over the bar. And I tell you what, he gets that one on target and back to 3-2. Suddenly we've got a real ball game, despite City's seeming dominance of the contest. So they'll just want to be careful here. Lacose lashing that one with the laces just over the bar, but it really would get interesting if they were to find a second here.
You certainly would. I was enjoying Lockie Clark's attempted save, just getting both feet out of the air, getting both hands up, and went about 10 yards over. As we see that ball. Very interesting control there from Linger, but does well. Soupy Campbell can't bring that one down from the skies. I don't think I've ever seen a throw-in taken from that far back before. It was about 5 yards in the technical area. Eager now clears that one. Launceston City not able to get their foot on it, and Soupy Campbell knocks that one all out for a throw-in. A very deep throw-in. It barely made it inside the half on the first bounce. And Kobe Kemp for that goal up at South Hobart.
There we go. Kobe, good form, but very much looking like going to be South Hobart skipping clear again. And just about wrapping up the title there. 1.5 hands on the trophy. So I saw Kenny Morton up at Valley Road yesterday. Just thought he might have been there to pick the trophy up.
Yeah.
Just
pick it up there and hold it down here for a week or two till it's official.
Yeah, I thought that might have been the case. But
putting couriers out of a job, Kenny Morton.
Well, certainly when Chris McKenna's involved up at Devonport, that was never going to be accepted.
Good to see Ken signing that extension.
Yes, another few years at the helm of South Hobart. And why would you leave with the list in the position it is at the moment? So much young talent that's only going to improve. It's an enviable position they're in. They've got a fantastic list, and you're only going to get stronger. So no surprises to see Kenny Morton signing on for another few years there.
Yeah, very, very good to see. Stalwart of the game here, and the success he's had in the last 10 years is just absolutely amazing. As that one's hoofed into the box, and Clark just beaten to it by Robinson. There it goes. Can he have another shot? Back heel flick shot. Gonna try and chip Clark and off the crossbar. Not too far away at all. That was Davis.
Not far away, and they're back in this all of a sudden, Kingborough. They've found a bit of life here.
It just felt like slow motion, that. It's just dipped over Clark's hand. Not too far away at all. And Lonnie City, Ben Brookfield's out there giving some encouragement to the troops. They really need to get their foot back on it as Ghetto has it out wide. Hines Bartlett. El Capitano now looking to try and get the ball in. Williams is making a late run over his head, and also just deflected away from Soupy Campbell, who deserves a goal today for all his work in the first half. And he's got a few options here. Ends up with Mees. Goes into the box. Noel Mees looking to have a shot. Only one in the box. Crosses it back into Ghetto. Just misses out. Now a corner kick. Not too far away at all. Was Isaac to Ghetto. Maybe a little further away than I thought, but certainly that was the idea. Taken short and well cut out by Kingborough, who can now break here. And when you've got that much height and you've had that much success so far, just bang the ball in from the corner.
Yeah, just whack it in, I reckon. Good policy. This one's worked. Into the middle, Brookfield and Marnie with a slicing crossfield ball. DeGetto heads on, but shooting ahead of Mees didn't deal with it all too convincingly, but it'll work out in the end. I don't think it was his intent. Now back down the other end to the target man, Robinson, who rather than pass to Lacose, just said, I'll shift inside here, and he ran into trouble. Lacose will get there eventually, was surely offside. No play on, crosses in dangerously. Marnie with a foot in, the blasted volley is deflected behind for a corner. And this game has done a bit of a 180 in the last 10 minutes. It's a good little spell of pressure the Lions are applying.
Yeah, very good pressure, and Bastock nearly getting there. Deflected shot wide. I personally thought that was offside, but we'll take the referee's view as he had a very good, as we see, third and final sub for Lonnie City. I'm assuming that'd be Reece Gould coming on. And it is the coach himself, taking himself off.
Now, does he just bring the suit on here and just patrol the touchline? I mean, what's the process when the player coach shoves himself off?
I'm trying to think the last time. There's not even really many coaches who wear even the boots on the sideline these days. I know you got Tony Pulis with the track pants and the cap.
Just got to think you're doing it wrong if you're subbing yourself off. Come on, Benny, mate. What are you doing? Because this one's swung in over the head of Nugent. There's a chance for a second ball to be swung in. Straight down the throat of Clark, though. A bit wasteful, that.
He's a harsh critic of himself, is Benny Brookfield. Yeah. Taking himself off, and the team's 3-1 up. Hope he doesn't have too long a hard and think to himself about that. That's a through ball. Marnie slips, but offside on Robinson. Marnie not very happy with himself there. Slams the ground in frustration.
And Walter Pless just suggesting, man, he's just got to gear up for the post-game interview process and just get his thoughts right.
Facing the hard-hitting questions from both of you, I'm not surprised.
I'll tell you what, there'll be softballs after a performance like this. You never mind facing the press after a win, I tell you, Fonty.
A random wrestling match going on down there. No free kick awarded to anyone in particular.
Our fourth sport of the day. Introduced into the match. A bit of Greco-Roman wrestling.
What more does one need? I mean, I'm surprised we haven't actually gone to any water sports because it pretty much was like that in the first half.
That's true. Certainly a bit of swimming being done as Spiky Thorn works it back to Williams, who...
We did have the underwater hockey championships here last week, so it might have got some inspiration, these players.
Maybe, is Soupy Campbell jinking onto the right again. That was shut down. Well defended. Again, the throw in will head in the direction of Campbell. Back to Jared Linger. He curls a floater into the middle of the box. Favoured Shuth. Now Michael Downey. A slightly heavy touch, was able to get rid of it eventually. Bartlett brought it down. Thorn. Spreads it wide forward to Jetto. His first touch wasn't terribly clean, worked it back to Thorn. Now Dylan Williams on it. A chance for a cross for Isaac DeJetto. Instead, takes it inside, goes with the left, and wins a corner for his side there. Sixth of the day.
Does well. And there does DeGhetto. He's been rather lively since he's come on. He had plenty of touch as much as Compain did down there, and Williams in too much of a hurry. Referee trying to keep warm. Just he bounces on the spot. Williams looks towards the middle. Mees, and he nearly gets up, but effectively cleared. And Soupy Campbell puts it on. And Brookfield with the coach's wardrobe check. He's just got on the rain jacket at the moment. Still keeping warm. It's a good run from Linger. He does a nice piece of skill there trying to get past two. Battling back. Doesn't concede the foul. Or eventually does concede the foul. I thought the referee was going to blow the whistle for that one.
It's a dangerous player in those tight corridors, Linger. You can tell the futsal background, just really silky skills, used to operating in less space, and that's a bang average free kick that's just floated horribly out of play. That's like me off the tee, that one. That was not pretty to watch.
I was going to say, it's like you out there on the field as well as we see me.
Right, there are many things I do wrong on the field, but I'm a clinical finisher. I'll give you the tip, Funty.
When you're from keeper, that's even more impressive as Linger. Play it through to Mees. Oh, it's a nice flick from Soupy Campbell.
That was actually genuinely impressive.
Yeah, that was genuinely impressive. Yeah, look at it. Tech is on show here from Soupy. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah.
Might have been out of play, but it's very nice all the same as Williams runs this one out. And the sub now going to be made. Vinny Camano set to enter the fray. Haven't seen a lot of him in the second half of the season. Camano was heavily involved earlier on the season, but not so much. And he comes on for Soupy Campbell, who's put in a tremendous shift today. Been one of their very best.
Yeah, if he'd scored a goal, I'd give him man of the match, but we'll see how we go in the rest of the match for that prediction. Throw in take, and Linger gets a foot in now. Williams. Ball forward looking towards Camano. Nothing, and then Egan has decided to put that down at Gormley Park rather than Lightwood Park.
Decisively cleared. Decisively cleared.
Is that going to roll down the hill? Yep, that is well gone.
Pity the ball kid taking off after that one. Real cross-country type set up for him now.
I think that actually, we're talking pre-game about the enormous clearance I saw at Clare Street yesterday. I think that's beaten it. That has gone an absolute mile.
Bit of help from the hill on that one, but Egan left no doubts as to his tent. Here's Bartlett driving through the middle. Later to Williams. Silky move, and that's a perfect pass to an offside to Ghetto. He doesn't believe for a second he was offside. Exclaims, puts his hands to his head. But kills that moment. And again, Dylan Williams, another one of the players who hasn't gone on the score sheet, but has been very impressive. Bumbling about, pulling the strings in midfield today, Dylan Williams. As Thorn knocks this one along to Bartlett. Williams chips it. Michael Downey heading clear. Now the Lions look to counter. Still going here. Charging forward is Robinson. And in the end, a big build-up for not a lot as he just rolled it tamely to the keeper.
Shroom from that, Robinson isn't a left footer. From that, nice build-up play, and came from Kamano trying to get on the ball as Shoes wins that headed contest with Mees. Taking a few deflections, back to Mees. Kamano really needs to hit wide here, try and give his striker some space. Ends up back to Williams, back to Mees, who's been left all alone, ducks inside right foot. Extra touch, tries to play into Ghetto and eventually gotten rid of and moved forward. Marnie, Clark, between the two of them. Ends up working well. 4 Launceston City players down that right-hand side. Set to Ghetto a bit of a task and not quite up to it. And it will be a goal kick. So, well, Kingborough Lions have looked a lot better in this second half. 2 goals in the next 5 minutes is an uphill task.
Yeah, probably unlikely. You'd have thought fairly well in there keeping this game now. Still 2-1 up at the NTCA ground, which would mean that South Hobart would be playing Kingborough next week with a chance to mathematically seal it. If it isn't already done, but next week they could make certain of it at home against the Lions.
Yeah, that was going to be my question. Is it at home? So always enjoying a chance to win the trophy at home. Something even better about it than getting it away. All the home fans.
Yeah, absolutely. As this one is volleyed up in the air by Egan. And I dare say there'll be a good turnout at Darcy Street for what well could be Coronation Day for them. Here's the big frame of Marnie, threads it through deftly. Nice play there to Kamano. Vinny Kamano, you want to cut in onto the right. Instead he drives in. Mickle Downey did well. Kamano keeps a hold of it, and then Mickle Downey soldiers on and won it again. So very nicely defended there.
Yeah, he's done well. I mean, Kingborough's fullbacks have been attacked and attacked all game, and all the pressure of it's certainly come out in the second half. It's still good to see them battling on as Mees. Speaking of battling, he's done plenty of that. Benny Brookfield with a nice chest mark. That's a turn up for the books, as we say. Vincent Kamano aiming for the corner, and Michael Downey's not having a bar of that. Eventually plays it off Kamano for a throw in, and unfortunately that ball has ventured its way down that hill as well. And Kamano, will he go for the corner? McElveny slides in, brings Kamano down with him. And almost seems like Launceston City are just trying to keep this one in the corner. There's most intensity is going out of this match.
Yeah, I think they'd be pretty happy to shut things down now with a 3-1 lead. As Mees has his cross blocked up in the air. Williams won the header though, and it might sit here for Bartlett as he smashes it first time over the bar.
Yeah, he was lining that one up as soon as it started rolling across to him. You can just see him setting himself. Can't blame the bounce, just leant back. Kamano's going to try and keep this in, and does, but Michael Downey proceeds to have a wrestling match. Can't claim that as a new sport. Nice through ball. Marty using that frame rather well. A bit less of a party at the back than I think before.
Yeah,
he had a trim.
I reckon the rain's probably had a bit of an impact on that one so Funty. He's more of the drowned rat look than the usual type setup.
Most disappointing.
And another strong performance at the back today from Big Marnie, and looks like Launceston City set to jump into 6th place. And 3 weeks ago when they were languishing on bottom of the table, I think 4 points clear bottom, they were in a really bad place, but they've turned things around really well. City, and full credit to them and their coach Ben Brookfield. They've come into some good form and could cause some problems in the end of season League Cup if they can hold on to that 6th spot that they've earned today. You'd favour them to pick up a few more points for the end of the year.
Yeah, I don't think this will be the end. I want to keep on this, keep the momentum going, and keep this hot streak going in the upcoming games. Secure that all-important top 6 position. We see Launceston City
Not finals.
play it to Linger. Technicalities being exposed here in the rest box.
Nah, look, I'm not having this. It's final stuff because that's why it's called the League Cup, to make it abundantly clear it's not finals. We play for the league in Tasmania. None of this finals rubbish. The best team over the course of 21 weeks is champions. Someone who peaks at the right time of year.
And when did that start?
That's been the case for most years, I think. But a lot of other states have the final series. And it just gets a bit confusing when you've got champions and premiers.
But what I've noticed this year is I think Scotland have decided to have most of their League Cup in pre-season as like a group stage tournament. So mixing it up with these League Cup systems, it's good to see. Add something different to the competitions.
Yeah. As our producer's just pointing out there, the weather in Scotland very akin to what we've got here at Lightwood Park today.
Yep, not far wrong. Not far wrong.
It's Mees looking for one more for City as we tick towards stoppage time. He's been fantastic again, Noah Mees. I think he is the answer to a pretty long search up for that number 9. Launceston City scoring a big problem for them last year in the early parts of this season. But I think they've got someone who's going to be a staple there for a while to come in Noah Mees. Another good performance from him. He's very multi-dimensional. He's strong. He's good at holding the ball up, but has also shown a bit of guile to get around defenders.
I think Launceston City will be doing everything to keep hold of him as it's actually headed in his direction. Eventually cleaned up. It's Mikey Thorne. Out wide, nice 1-2. Williams plays it inside Mees, gets a toe to it, and Kingborough stands tall. 2 Lonnie City players getting in each other's way. And I think that's a goal kick given. He just gets a toe into that, and Kingborough just gets ahead to it, and actually fair play Bartlett has knocked that out and then copped some studs from his own teammate. And as we tick into the 92nd minute of this game, Kingborough piling forward. It should be Clarkson. A very, very good punch from the goalkeeper. Is that one back out near halfway? And Kingborough really have to get the ball forward if there any chance Kamado steals it. And getting a bit scrappy, Bartlett. And 2 Kingborough players for company. Works it well, Williams. And eventually thumped forward. Mees making the diagonal run. Flag stays down. So they got Ghetto at the penalty spot. Goes in that direction near post, and Ghetto didn't quite get enough purchase.
Jeez, he did well to win that though.
I mean, on that angle, pretty much rely on the pace of the ball. It's quite hard to generate any. And 2 Kingborough players wanting the same ball, and Linger says, I'll have that. And eventually just heels it out of play. And somehow he gets the throw in.
Point just being made by the Kingborough bench, I think.
Not sure how that's happened.
I think she's going to matter too much now in the 93rd minute, mind you. Yeah, surely seconds away, and there it is. Stratos brings an end to this one. Launceston City move into 6th place with a commanding 3-1 victory. Kingborough gave a better account of themselves in the second half, but still far too strong with City, and they did all the damage in that first 45 minutes. A very good performance from them. And we're hearing that it's 3-2 up north at the NTCA, so plenty of action going on up there. But down in the south, it's been Launceston City's day as they move above Kingborough into 6th. Oh, fantastic performance. And we'll have a look at the goals that won it here. The first one just leaving it on the doorstep. A very rare error from Sheikh Kamara. Not often you see something like that. And Noah Mees had the simplest of tap-ins. He said, thank you very much, duly obliged. That was in the opening minute of the game. And it set the tone for a first half, which City were absolutely scintillating. Mees again, heavily involved in the second, beats the defender, squares it for Compain, who did the rest.
You'll give it to Compain despite the deflection?
Yeah, I think it's fair to say that one was on target when it took a deflection there, Funty. Try taking it away from him. You can tell him if that's the case.
All right, then. I've tried it once before.
As we have a look at the third, and it's a lovely ball from Williams. Another clinical counter-attack. A little drop of the shoulder there, cleverly done from Bartlett Kamara. Got a fingertip to it, not enough to keep it out. That made it 3-0. It really could have been 5 or 6-0 at half-time. Such was their dominance. Kingborough would go on to pull one back in the second half from the penalty spot. And Joel Schuth stepped up and blasted it home to make it 3-1. But they had a couple of half chances to pull back a second, but you can't say they deserve to get anything out of this one. Launceston City, the worthy winners on the day. It's been a pleasure bringing this one to you. Thank you for joining me, Funty.
Not a problem. Pleasure as always.
We'll be back next Friday night for a big double header between traditional rivals Hobart Zebras and Olympia Warriors. The NPL game might not have that many ramifications for the league, but the Women's Super League clash will go a long way to determining that competition. Do join us then, but it's bye for now.